Good morning. It is January 15th, 2026, and today I want to talk about relief without the off switch. So, when I was diving into my genetic code, I found out that one of the primary reasons that I drank was because I wanted relief. And and it instantly gave me relief. I just drink and I'd feel like so calm because I have a very active brain and it takes a lot to shut it off. So I wasn't chasing the high, I was chasing the calming feeling. So instead of drinking, which is tremendously bad for my health, it's going to cut off 20 years of my life at least. I need to find out different ways in order to relieve all that stress. Now, there's lots of different things you can do. And I'll start with my favorite and one of the most effective things that I can do is lifting weights. And Lego Man tells us, if it'll focus on him, lift weights continuously and lift them heavy. So those are the key points. Is you want to lift the weights, or not you, me, because it may not do the same thing from you. You want to lift the weights, or I want to lift the weights, and I want to lift heavy and consistently. And why it works is if we look at some research by Dishman and Solomon from 2001, they found out that resistance training, not cardio, but resistance training, is as effective as taking a psychological medication, and it even could be more effective than that. So what is happening is you exercise and you get what's called a post-exercise parasympathetic rebound, and the post-exercise parasympathetic rebound will actually cause your body to release endorphins and release dopamine, and those two things will naturally just calm you down. And the reason why I benefit from heavy lifting is because it also helps me to fatigue my central nervous system, and it can quiet some of the anxiety, quiet some of the stress, quiet some of the overthinking. And so the way that I need to do it in order for that to work is I can't go in there and do a bodybuilding routine. I have to do what's called power building, or just generally power. And mine is I lift heavy weights for a set or two for about 3 or 4 exercises, and then I finish off with what I call time under tension, so that I can really feel the burn on that. So I do get some of the hypertrophic benefits, but I also, and if you don't know what hypertrophic means, it means muscle building benefits, but I also get to fatigue my nervous system by lifting those heavy weights quickly. The second thing that is nice to be able to do is to offset some of those negative thoughts or feelings into a creative outlet. Now, if we're looking at the idea, this is called the psychodynamic theory of displacement. So I'm displacing or moving stressful thoughts and feelings from myself and putting them on the page. Let's see if Yoda has anything to say about that, and see if I have a good voice for Yoda that.
Oh, yes, it is very good. It allows you to channel your emotions, let them go into a safe medium.
Okay, thank you, Yoda. So, what we're talking about here is that I write, and I'm currently finishing up my first novel. It's already finished, but I'm editing it. But I'm writing a second novel, and I can take my thoughts and feelings and I can put them on the page into a character. So it's displacing or moving things from myself onto that character so that I can actually process those emotions. So it's not venting to somebody else about myself, it's about removing them from myself. And that also produces what's called the flow state when I write, and that can get me out of the anxiety and over analytic area and into the ability to just be. And that helps a lot about letting go of stress and emotions and finding relief. And I love writing that story because I have an idea of where I want to go, but I'll tell you, when I start writing it, I'm not sure what's going to happen, so it's exciting for me. Another thing that that's really good at producing relief is if you can find a way to release oxytocin. And I'm an animal lover. I have a little dog, a little bin pin, and I have a cat. My fluffy, not calico, but tortoise shell kitty, who I named Princess Donut after Dungeon Crawler Carl, in case anybody is familiar with that. And what happens when you are petting your dog or cat or playing with them or cuddling with them is it releases oxytocin. Oxytocin, if you don't know, is the cuddle hormone. It's the one that causes you to attach to things, but it also will help to regulate your serotonin and dopamine. So that can help to remove a lot of that stress if you just, do those sort of things. And one thing that can be done is not just merely petting the animal, but if you want to turn it into a meditative practice so you can have some mindfulness in it, you can really feel the fur, feel the texture, hear how the cat purrs, focus on the purring sound. If the dog is there, you pet the dog wants to lick you, feel how that lick feels. I don't like it when my dog licks me. Some people love that stuff, but I don't. I tolerate it because I know that's the way she shows love. But all these things, you can put yourself into a meditative state instead of just merely doing the action, and that will train your brain to focus on the present moment instead of focusing on whatever your internal thoughts are. And another thing that I'm doing is using, in this vlog, using things like this and things like this. It's actually a coping technique. And what you're doing is you are playing a little bit. I'm creating play. I'm playing with my little toys. And it sounds really immature, right? Oh, what a 43-year-old man with Legos? How stupid is that? You know what? If you're in that camp and think it's stupid, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about, and I'll tell you why. Because the research shows that adults who engage in some play in their life actually have less stress. Oh, what about that? Huh? So it's actually a very good thing to have some sort of play in your life. It could be just harkening back to your childhood, maybe playing some video games, building Lego sets. What I'm doing, make pretend voices with these two things. That's all going to help to kind of just have fun with life, where you're exploring your creative side, your open side, without that desire that a lot of adults have about, or that pressure that a lot of adults put on themselves to be good at what they do. Like at work, we have pressure to do or perform. Play, you don't perform. All you do is just you do. It helps to reduce your cortisol level, and it helps to improve your emotional intelligence. So, in conclusion, I don't know. The alcohol, that is not good. It is like system crash, error, hard reboot. And I used to say to myself that alcohol was my reset button, and it is an unhealthy reset button. You don't want to hit the reset button when you can solve the problem in your operating system through other means. So the things that I do, number one is I lift heavy. Number two is that I do something creative in order to output those emotions out of my head somewhere else. Number three, I pet and play with my animals, and I do a little play as well. And I do some other stuff too, but I think that's good for today. So it's been fun. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, get ready for work, get to work, do the work stuff. And until next time, goodbye.